Ugh, that's a bit trippy. Alrighty then. Hey everyone, if everyone watches this, going to be, I should probably, uh, yeah, there we go. Alrighty, I hope everyone can hear me. I don't have a way of watching the sound. I really wish I did, because that could tell me a bit of things. Yeah, alrighty. I'm hoping that it's working. Do I see? Yeah, I see it coming across for me on the settings. I'm not seeing if it's actually coming across. I'm using a different PC actually. Watch myself. Ding. And oh, I'm muted. That's why. How about now? Do I see myself? PC actually. Watch myself. Yeah. Oh yeah. I hear it. So I'm hoping to be able to see. Oh crap. There. Yeah, it's gonna let me see. Cool. Awesome. Okay. First things first. Let's get this figured out and printed, or start printing. I need a better mouse pad. But right now my computer down here is taking up way too much space. I need to put it in a better spot. And then my hero, I'll be actually taking measurements from it once it goes. I've already made one measurement which says I don't really have all that much space. Okay, let's see. Let's get this going. Ooh, no, that's not what I want. Okay. Negative. No, that's the right size. I want to move it. Hoping people, everyone, I see two people watching me. I'm not sure if I'm seeing myself or not. It'd be a bit weird. But I am getting, this is the fan duct. I don't know what I just did. Did I just move it? Yeah, I did. But I'm not sure where I moved it. This is the fan duct that, not fan duct, but the hot end plus fan duct. Ooh, cripe. Okay, I'm just gonna do this my way. Slightly longer. But why is it rotated like that? Weird. Oops. Negatives 0.5. Okay, close enough. 0.5. 5. Better. Okay. That one's done. Throw out questions, please. That's what I'm here for. Like, that's what I like doing. Okay. Fantastic question would be, why the heck does it insist on doing that? That's something I have to ask myself. No. Lego. Lego. NCSCXP, guide on how to do the upgrade. Are you meaning like step by step, adding parts, adding, what kind, how much of a guide are you looking for? I mean, yeah, I kind of thought I did a little bit, obviously not quite well enough. I mean, I can do more, for sure. This is just it just has to be close enough. There's some play here that I don't have to take into account for every little bit of weirdness. Step by step. So you would like first thing from a stock hero, what would I print, uh, and how that would be used to go from the next thing up, that kind of thing. Like if I'd recommend first doing, say, oh, probably the NEMA 14 carriages, install the NEMA 14, get the board working. Well, yeah, sure. Okay, that gets me to thinking a little bit. Hello, Roberto. Right now I am getting this part ready to print, making some modifications, going to completely change a couple of things on it. I need to make it better. This is a work in progress part here that I'm working on. I will be starting a from scratch part for the 101 Hero, my next part that I think I would like to have uh, for upgrading the parts. Uh, right now, I just want to get this printing so that I can move on to the next part that I'm going to model. Of course, people who know Fusion 360, which is the software I'm using, um, might be able to tell you what I'm doing wrong here, because I'm sure I'm screwing stuff up. Let's move the whole thing. That didn't work. Crud. Well, I guess it's just going to be tall. Oh well. Never mind. So one thing I do need to do is move that one so that it is negative 0.5 millimeters farther back, just to try to get a little bit more of an air gap. And whew, that is darn near right on top of it. That is way too close. Five. Yeah, okay. Perfect. A little bit of modification. Clean her up. I'm not the best at cleaning up. Oh, that's why I left that there. I could not get that gap to close up. That's just going to have to remain ugly for now. Okay, good enough. I'm going to print this up, see how she looks, if I can get... The fan wasn't fitting right, and there wasn't quite enough of a gap between here. So let's get her started. And then I'm going to be working on modeling a tensioner that just should hopefully bolt on to the 101 Hero and stop some of that skipping. Get rid of the spring tensioners. I hate the spring tensioners. They're terrible. Just because I think I can get a little bit more speed while keeping the precision. Nice. So let's pull up. This is the slicer I use. And yes, this will be printed on my Hero. This is a slicer. It's more than what the Benchy's worth. Or not the Benchy, oh, jeez. The 101 Hero. This is my only non-free software I pretty much use these days. but it is so worth it. Let's see. 20% infill one. I did have to bump up the retraction, didn't I? Forgot about that. Let's get some support going. Mostly because I don't like sag. Add new. Click, 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 click. And if I do this by, whoop, I misclicked. Sorry about that. If I just let this do it by itself, it'll be really nasty looking and not actually do exactly what I want it to do, which is to support it without being in its way, because it'll put like support in these holes here, and that's just a pain in the butt to get it out. So these little tiny supports here probably break off. I'm hoping this should be usable at this point. Let's remove that one. There it goes. Okay. How's that look? Ooh, oh, click too many times. Let's add those back. This is one of the ones where having them overlap won't hurt. It auto-generates the back and forth part, so having a bunch of them doesn't actually hurt anything. Okay, good enough for me. Let's get her printing. Take a quick look. Yeah, that should work. And it's going to print over my USB here. I would recommend for the 101 Hero 14 because it fits. 17 is just a tiny bit too large to physically fit into the current without making major modifications. You can lift the whole thing up another 4 inches and if you replace the actual timing belts, the timing belts, uh, it'll you can make it work, but this is a way to keep the original timing belts and the holes all the same. Which one? The Simplify 3D? The one where I'm using for slicing? It is Simplify 3D right here. It is not a free software, unfortunately. A lot of people are using Cura because it's free. A lot of people use Slicer, SLIC3R, because it's free. I will be doing a video on Cura and settings once I learn it. Again, I haven't used it in ages because when I first got my first printer, I quickly decided I hated it. So I haven't used it in a while. Hold on. I don't think I have power going through the Hero right now. Did I unplug her? No. Did I pull something loose? No. Oh, I gotcha. One of my wires came loose. Wait, where's this wire supposed to go? No. Where is this wire? Oh, crap. No wonder. Yeah. I'm still not getting power. Why? Why am I not getting power? Okay, there I'm getting power. Finally. Okay. Okay, we're heating up. We're getting some heat going. Alrighty. Let's go back to Fusion. I have the camera watching the 101 Hero here, uh, because I'm actually going to be getting measurements from it. Let's see if I can adjust it a little bit. Sorry about this. I have a royal hodgepodge of sorry, I need a little bit more real time. A real bad hodgepodge of mounts put together to get the hero working. There we are. Perfect. Yeah, I recommend the NEMA 14 just because of the size. I think I answered that already. Um, yeah, okay. Let's start a new file. What I'm going to do is using pre-existing holes. That's one of my goals is use pre-existing holes. Don't make drill more stuff if at all possible, while increasing the functionality of this printer to what it really should have been when they sent us. I've already gotten really well. I'm actually happy with it. I really don't want to put my stock board back, but I will. So let me know if the sound from the stepper drivers starts driving you nuts because it's a little painful for me. Where do I get the bet? No, I don't have a website with a guide. I can try to see about doing that. I'm not very good at. I'm not a programmer by default. I dabble. I do work with computers in my normal job, but that's also why I have blacksmithing. NEMA 14, I would say if you can get it shipped from, what is it, Boing, Bang. Um, okay, that's weird. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, nope, there it is. I just didn't pull up the previous. It's printing right. AliExpress, Alibaba, Boing, Bong, something or other. Probably your best bet. You might try Amazon UK. That should work. I got mine off of Amazon. Uh, eBay UK probably work. Fortunately, NEMA 14s are a little bit more expensive than NEMA 17s. They're just not as common. So I am just going to eyeball some numbers. Oh, I'm in inches. No wonder I'm off. All the measurements in this thing are metric, by the way. Don't make measurements in English. You just give yourself a headache, or give me a headache. Okay, so it looks like, unless I'm off, which, let's do it scientifically. So the maximum is 61, minimum is 53, so that's a difference of 7, 9, 8, 8, 52 plus 4 is 56. That's close, right? 56. Yeah, 50. Let's go with the on center of 56. And then my overall depth is going to be somewhere around 37. So let's go, let's start with a 70 by 35. That's going to be our base. Yep, yep, yep. Uh, I don't have a website or a guide. I can try to see about making a guide. It's mostly just, do I have enough time to do it? I'll see about trying to get one. Hopefully no one's grabbed my domain name because I actually haven't bought it yet. Well, I'll see. Um, Speed? No. Get the square ones. Well, I recommend getting the square ones that are the 200 steps per rotation. So that's what I use. There's round ones that have, I want to say 450 steps per rotation, but I don't have any experience with them. Get the highest torque you can as well. So what did I say? That was 56. So let's change how I do this. Six by, what do I want with this? 24 minus 35. That gives me 11. Oh, let's do 24. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm just starting to do this. I have a rough idea what I want to do, but I'm not entirely sure whatsoever, truthfully. These are M3, oversized M3, M4, M4. So let's do, I only need two of them. 4.5, give me a little bit of leeway. As you can also see, I hope, oh, you probably just saw it pop. I just had I'm going to have a layer slip. It's so low that I don't care. It's actually not entirely level right now, for whatever reason. Yes, it will be available for later. How useful it is for you, that's up to you to decide. Hopefully it's useful enough. Um, as I said, right now I'm trying to get like a rough guess on what I want how I want it to look. So you'll see me, I keep doing measurements. I haven't pre-measured any of this. So you will see me making guesstimate measurements. It's about 20, inside is 22. So I'm I'm literally just sketching this out. Let's see, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, I want to, how thick can I make that? Not very thick at all. So this is 2 millimeters. Oh, keep it to the corners, actually. I should be fine. Keep it out of the center, in the corners. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Let's do that again in the opposite direction. So 2.25. Let's round it up to 4. Just to, this is probably going to be one of these parts I have to print 4 or 5 times, which you can't really see, but say for the NEMA motors, give you a rough idea. These are how many prototypes I went through. Well, actually, these are just the ones in front of me. I think I have another 4 or another 3. It takes me about 6 tries to get something right. I'll get close, but not perfect. I'll try to get close. And what I want here is, let's go with 10. 2 by 10. I swear that sounds like it skips. But it seems to line up right. We'll see. Might just be dragging. I'm hoping. Oops. 10 by 2. Perfect. I'll be right back, guys. Need to mute for a few minutes. Sorry about that. My wife doesn't like to be on these, so she came down to ask a question. Oops. Okay, so what I'm doing in brackets to go down. Let's see, how tall do I want them? 7 millimeters, I think. Okay, we're starting to get some basic shapes. Don't know if you can tell where I'm going with this. You shall find out, hopefully. Hopefully you'll figure it out. So, you know what? I need that one. Let's see, how big? So I need to do a couple of things. One, I need a way of holding this. So the absolute max I can make this is 12. So let's just go with the maximum. And you know what I just realized? This isn't going to be centered. It's not going to be able to be centered by 24. Perfect. That's not going to work. I need to move slightly. There. Okay. Now I can take it the whole way through. If anybody gets bored, they want to see something different, let me know. I can work on other things. This is just a rough idea of what I'm working on in my brain right now. In actuality, let me grab what I'm working on from my other printer. Well, you'll see. Hold on one second. And I've put them somewhere. So the tensioners that I'm thinking about replicating are the ones that are in use on my big printer, my Wilson 2 printer. I hope you guys can still hear me. Yeah, you can. Yes. NSCXP. Yeah, those are the same. Very similar to the ones I got. They are the correct degrees. So the 1.8 degree is 200 steps. 14 Newton centimeters sounds about right. aren't all that powerful, but they don't need to move all that much around, thankfully. Give you an idea, it doesn't say. I have a little NEMA 17 pancake one here, and it's my lowest power proper stepper motor, and I don't know exactly how strong it is. Okay, found one that I'm going to work from. This is what I'm looking at replicating use of. Uh, this is designed for a, if I can grab my bin of parts, make sure I grab the right one. So these are meant for these, whoa, toothed bearings. They are bearings. They do freely spin to go in, and they just kind of hold it. And this is the tensioner on my other printer. But the bearings in here, the tricky part is I'm just so tight on space, I might not be able to keep this with the original timing belt. Timing belt isn't expensive, but I'm trying to keep as much original as possible. I'm thinking I can't do it though. Just it's not physically possible because the smallest screw that fits through this one, and mind you that the one that I have in my hand is actually a bad design. The maker, the person who designed the one that I have printed out here, has released a updated version that's much beefier. It can withstand a lot more tension. Okay, so my smallest screw that I have, meaning that it won't, it doesn't even, it get glued into place. It can't even put, doesn't fit here. Now this big cutout opening here gives you a little bit more room, not a lot, a little. Yes, all my files are already on Thingiverse. They're usually in the videos that I introduce the parts on. Once I'm completely done, I'll put all the parts in my final video, but if you look at my other videos, they do have the Thingiverse link, and once you find one, you just follow the links through to the rest of them. You'll find them. So what I'm thinking with this thing, I can, sure. Well, let's start with the part where the shaft goes through. Uh, Actually, I'm thinking this is the one I actually want to try to get to work mostly. I don't know where the big beefy one went. It was sitting here on the bench. I cleaned everything up, and well, I didn't really clean it up. I moved it around. It's fantastic. It went somewhere. And my screw, I made a huge mess. A huge mess. I don't know where anything is, which is kind of normal for me if you haven't noticed. My workbench is a mess right now. It is unusable, but I can't clean it right now. Uh, this isn't needed. It's got a new one being printed, and this actually hasn't skipped yet. That's good. That's good. Okay. So I want side to side to be, oh, that's only, so 11 millimeters is all I need. How much did I make this? 12. Okay. I can work with that. A little bit of extra space isn't going to hurt anyone. And the other direction was the absolute widest. Do I need it? Let's go with 20. What did I make it? 24. Close enough. So I'm okay with that. I'm looking at the top. This side will have to be printed down. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. Let's start putting some final touches in here. Can't remember how wide that'll need to be. It's 6, so let's make it 8. Good. I'm just I know I don't have any screws that are thick enough for this, so I'm just going to countersink these while I'm thinking about it. Uh, this software is pretty good about letting me make adjustments on the fly. 3 millimeters is plenty thick. Okay, let's do that. So now I have 2 countersunk holes for the screw heads with enough beefiness. My next step is going to be to make a hole here. Down a little bit. So this is 20 from center on up, 27. That's good enough. And the hole through is probably going to be an M4. Yeah. Why did I make a rectangle? I don't know. Should have been a circle. Oh, I went to the wrong spot. Oh well, I took care of it. 4.25, oversize it ever so slightly, just because. Okay, let's take that through. Whole way through. It'll be countersunk from the other direction. It'll probably be countersunk from both directions. So what this is a spot for the slot here to have a screw go through, and you have another screw come down here with a nut in the slot, and the more you tighten it, the more it pulls itself. It pushes down on the screw through the cross, which pulls it tighter. Now the question is going to be, this one here, I'm probably just going to print it and check to see if all the holes line up. And then I might just use this one here, and it's going to be tight and weird and stuff, but I think it should work. And just use some super glue to hold the screw in. I would like to use the uh, bearings that come with the Hero. I don't think it's possible. I don't think I can at all. So yeah, where are I don't have any M4 nuts. Let me go measure the actual printer. Remember, 6.5 millimeters width, so I need to put a 6.7 hex on the back. However deep do I need to make it? Polygon circumscribed on this face, centered here. 6.75 divided by 2 is 3.35. Good enough. Works for me. But this is how I model. I have a basic plan in my head. A lot of it is just flying by the seat of my pants. Not the most dignified in any way, but hey, it's functional, just not pretty. Um, I am now actually thinking this is ready for my first iteration print, which isn't going to happen tonight. I need my other printer to run it, which it needs loaded and it needs some modifications. I've got some clear, transparent filament on there, and I just don't like it. It needs swapped out to a different filament. I don't like it. So what I've done is this pulley here that I've got. Can you see what I'm holding up? Yes, you can. This pulley is meant to go in the slot here. This sits on the top of the tower. It's not the prettiest. I might make a printer. I make no promise. Prettier. Oh, 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 you know what I forgot? Almost forgot something. You're going to like this. So this has a step here, and I need to compensate for that step. 2.25. Is that really what it is? Yeah, 2.25. So what I need to do here is raise in between here and in between here, 2.25. Make sure it's coming out, not in. Okay. Next iteration, I'll see how it all fits together, and I might adjust this. Future iterations might take it the whole way across. You know what? I might just do that right now. The reason I'm doing this is just for some additional support. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt anything. It shouldn't. We shall see. What I'm expecting that I might have to do is cut out here a spot for the tightener to go. Just eyeballing where it would have to sit. It's going to be darn close. I might just have to, we'll see. We have to see how much I do. I can't do anything first time's a charm. It's always 5, 6, 7 tries. I just realized how ridiculous that sounds. So I'm going to name this, save it as 101 Hero Tensioner Tower Tension. Tower Tension. That works. So anybody got any questions? Got anything you want me to see me working on in particular? I mean, I've got my hero printing. I can't interrupt it. It's going. It's got. Let's take a look at it. So Simplify has a live view of what it's doing. Then it's got another 2 and a bit hours to go, which is roughly when I need to go to bed. There's another 2 hours. Anybody have anything you want to see me fiddle with, talk about? Do you want to, I don't know, see some tools? You request. You ask me. This part is ready to be preliminary print. And I am actually going to change what you see so I can talk. Unfortunately, the Wilson's not printing right now, so I'll turn off that, and my face is all nice and pretty. Smell at ya. So there I am. Just so you all know, since you're all watching this, I do have the original and all my motors and the hot end. Oh, I know what I do. I need to do this anyways because someone on the forums has been requesting someone do this, so might as well. Let me take apart the hot end for you. I'm just going to adjust this so you can see, hopefully. Let me tighten that so it wiggles less. Can you, no, over, sorry about the camera. There we go. Ah, no, stay. Okay, stock hot end. There we go. Alrighty, let's take her apart. So this has my door on it that I've used. I do use, when I had it stock, I did use this. This saved these screws probably from dying, and I don't have more. So I do know one of these holes does no, right there does not have a screw. So these other 5 do. And unfortunately, this takes a lot of. I think it's no, it's coming out just fine. There she comes. And I'm doing this on request of someone from the forums, knowing where the their hot end's not heating. So they requested if someone else could take theirs apart so they can compare where I'm pretty sure they're PTC plates, but the heating plates plug into. For whatever reason, these take an incredibly large amount of force to come out. Holy crap, that's not even loose. Well, let's take that one out because I know I can get to it. Okay. That one's loose. This one's not. And I just realized you can't see the funny faces I'm making as I work on things. All one person watching me as I tinker with things. If everyone leaves, I will probably stop streaming and go work on other things that I can't work on down here. I think I need some more flashlights for down here. Mine have all disappeared. So one's broken off, and that one's still in there. So I am down several screws now. I don't know where to get these small little itty bitty teeny tiny screws. Okay. Yep. It's broken. It's broken off. Let's see. I'm sorry you can't see this, but I'm having to put so much tension on it. I might be talking to myself. I see one person's watching me, but it might just be me watching me. I got 1 screw, 2 screw. Let's see, did it loosen it at all? Broken screw, missing screw. Screw's still in there. She needs to come out. Let's get a small screwdriver and try to pry her out some. See if I can put some tension on it, get her pulled out. Sometimes that's all it's needed. To get something to come out is a bit of tension. Put my phone out of the way before I put a screwdriver through its screen somehow. I guess I'm going to have to go to the hardware store and see if I can get some little ADB teeny tiny screws because I don't have any, as I've said. Oh man, it's still in there and it hasn't budged. Let's see if I can try this screwdriver. Oh, this screwdriver works much better. I can actually feel it, which makes no sense since this screwdriver is ancient and well used. And it is coming apart now. Hopefully a few more turns will get her completely apart. It's very difficult, by the way. Especially with how this is stabbing me in the hand. Can't tell if it's actually loose or not, or if I'm cut up on other things. Okay, I think it's loose now. Let's get her open. No, apparently not completely loose. Just almost there, finally. Sorry about that. So that's what you need to do to get this thing apart. Just so you're aware. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And you also have to do that to replace this door. And this, actually, the black inner part with bearing is the original one. You can take it off if you're having issues with filament feeding in your Hero. This bearing is under spring tension, and you might need to actually go in there and clean it out a little bit so it spins freely. The springs will sometimes slip into the center. They need to be in these posts. There's holes in there. You just have to be careful that they don't go spring and go everywhere. So I was asked, this hot end here, really wish I had kept captain tape, caps, whatever, this high temperature tape, because I'm gonna wish I had some right about now. I now no longer have a way of putting this back together, and it is solid. Wow. I might have to make an Alibaba order before I can use this, put this back to default. Ooh, that is a lot of ceramic blanket. Yay. I got a ceramic blanket, that's not the issue. But they sell this white cotton-y, it's not cotton, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's ceramic stuff on Alibaba Boingo, or whatever it's called. A couple other places. So here we are. I was asked by whomever to take a look at this. They're interested. They only have, let me get this out of my mouth here. Their printer was only getting up to 70 degrees or so. Okay, right here, can you see the red thing right there? That is your thermistor, your temperature sensor. So if you have to replace it, you'll have to do all of this. And yes, some people have already been having to replace theirs. They came stock bad. Okay, this side here is your 12 volt in for your um, hot ends. They are the two white wires, or red wires, um, which is marked as G as in golf. G as in golf on your stock 101 control board. So the question I was asked is, they only had this metal plate here. Can you see it? No, not really. Can no. This camera doesn't have focus. Sorry, but there is two plates on this, both sides of this gray piece here. Uh, I'm pretty sure these are PTC heat plates. They are. Let me verify that my measurements match up with what I was told. They are 8. Yep, 8 by. Can I get to either of them? 8 by 12 by small. 1.5. 8 by 12 by 1.5. And still trying to get more of this stuff off so you can see it better, I'm hoping. What it is a self-regulating thermal resistor, and resistors resist partially by dissipating heat. So a watt of dissipation raises the temperature by a certain amount. I can't remember how much, but the clip is the one side. It doesn't matter which one it is, plus or minus. So you have one pole on the outside through this clip getting to both of the thermal pads. Keep trying to turn it so the camera can see it. Sorry about that. And the other side goes to the inside, and the hot end itself is the conductor for it. So part of what might have to be done, if I can get this apart, so to replace the thermistor, you have to take this apart anyways. And I was just going to work this back and forth. I don't think it's going to come off that way. So let's see if I can. So the center of the spring here has captain tape. The tape that I cannot pronounce the name of because I partially can't remember it. It's a thermal insulator, though. Thermal and electrical insulation. And I don't want to break the thermistor as I take it off because there is something holding this on real well. I'm just trying to work it off slowly. It's about halfway off now. actually, if I can tilt it back and pull out the thermistor. So there's a thermistor. You can buy those eBay, Alibaba, AliExpress, Banggood, anywhere for dirt cheap. Get 20 for $10 or something like that. It's cheap, 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 cheap. You can get the thermal wraps for really cheap as well. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so what do we have here? I just had two pieces of brass fall off. So that is the conductor itself. Oh, okay. Two pieces of brass and this plate here. I'm pretty sure if I put 12 volts through this plate, I'll get it some heat out of it. I don't want to do it because I'll burn things. It doesn't even look like it has to be polarized. It just works. And then the couple of brass plates just for conductivity to try to get the entire plate working at a time. Your clip with the Captain tape, which looks like I'm going to have to buy some because there's a break in it. Then you have the other side, which actually has the electrical plates. So the two plates here, which mine are, there's some nasty buildup of something melted in it. So that's the hot end itself. So I'm going to have to put this back together, test to make sure everything heats up as it's supposed to. So I'm wondering how this was, I'm going to guess this was hand assembled, honestly. I'm betting. So I'm going to try to get it back as close as possible. Now I have brass pieces, if I can pick them up, just plate brass, one on the, ooh, I'm going to keep dropping that, aren't I? One on the outside of each, keep it square, keep this one here. Okay, let's see if I can get this wedged on here. Oh boy, this is going to be a whole lot of fun, isn't it? And this actually looks like it's a somewhat standard size. I think I recognize it. I don't want to break anything, but I'm going to have to put some tension on this. It's not entirely sure how to go about doing that. That might be why they have the brass partially. Okay, there it goes. Whew, that was a little stressful. So my last step to getting this together is putting the thermistor back where it was. So I need to pull this slightly back off, push this up against the end, pull it tight. Okay, there she goes. There she goes. And it is back together. So I'm going to order some more of this thermal wrap. I'm not going to get this back together for a while. Sorry if you want to see me work from stock. It's going to take a couple of weeks. I have to order stuff um, because of this. If I don't do it, this will cause stuff to melt. I'm certain that's why they did it. If they didn't have to spend the extra 50 cents, they wouldn't have. So that answers that question. That's what your block looks like. So the base material, I am pretty certain it's either ceramic, it might be plastic. Let's see. Where'd my cutter? It's cutting like it's... I'm pretty sure it's plastic. Some sort of high heat plastic. Because it's injection molded. Though it's, from the looks of it, it's thermally conductive. And then you've got your PTFE tubing here. Um, if you were going to want to go direct drive extruder and get rid of the stepper up here, you'd try to remove this and put your new piece of PTFE tubing, which is the Bowden tubing here, directly down in there. Feed her in and glue her in. Heat sinks, of course, are to keep heat from going up here. Heat break is right there. It's pretty high up. But if it works, it works. Okay. That answers some questions for me, and hopefully forums people are happy with them. I wasn't directly asked, but it's more like asked if anybody else, and I was the only other person who had taken it apart. So it wasn't a responsibility, it's me wanting more views, mostly. I'm going to semi-assemble this. We'll say the stepper motor in this is 1/64. This is a standard stepper. It's just got a little bit longer shaft on it, which this shaft is weird because it's threaded. If I grab a normal, this is another 1/64 though. This one's not been modified, so this is a standard 1/64. May or may not work. It looks pretty close to being too short. But they're the same part, identical. Though this one has no sticker, this one has a sticker. And the knurled brass knob, the extruder knurled part, it is, what diameter is it? I would like to know, because if there's some similar diameter, so it is a 10.6. Why does that sound familiar? Give me a minute. I think Nemo War, no. Nemo 14, as far as I can tell, the stepper driver styles are different. They're not cross compatible. From what I've read, what I've been told, my research was. So this here is my Bowden extruder for a different zero. I tried it. I don't like it. It's got the Mark 8 extruder on there. That's too small. The overall diameter is it's just a touch too small. So the other option is, if I still have spare, check the Mark 7s. Mark 8 is smaller than the Mark 7. If I can open her up. Do I have a spare? So, let's see. There she is. And I honestly can't remember, but yeah, okay. 11.6. So a Mark 7 extruder should be able to work. If anybody has issues with the default, Mark 7 extruder should be the exact same. It's close enough that you should be able to, if it's a little different, you should be able to adjust it in firmware without actually having a reflash. That is a normal tuning in Marlin, which of course this is Marlin. So here's my original board. It is currently unplugged, which is fine once I remember where I put the power for it. Oh, it's sitting right in front of me. Let's get some testing done. So I was asked by you guys just now, will a NEMA 14 work? And I said no, but I'm going to show you. No, I'm not. I can't. My computer's running the 101 Hero, which is still printing. Uh-oh. Camera died. Camera died. No. No, 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 no. No. Uh-oh. There she goes. Okay. That had me a little worried. Um, my computer's running that, which means I can't easily work on this board because I need the USB to really experiment with things. So I'm not gonna do much with it, do anything with it. I'm not doing anything with it right now. I do need to remember what I started working on. I was going to put some of these screws back so I don't lose them. I've got 3 total left of 5. I started with 5. I have 3 left. I will go to the hardware store, see if I can find replacements. These are so small and fiddly, though. I really, really doubt it. If I don't have anything floating around the shop, I have no hope. But I'll check anyways, just to be on the safe side. Anybody got questions? Anybody still watching? That's a better question. Anybody even still there? If you do have questions, please feel free to post on videos. Feel free to um, uh, the forum groups are a okay resource. They actually have more people active than the forums. The Facebook group is what I meant to say. I I just I don't fit in there. So the forums 101 user. There is also a Discord server for the 101 user forums that I am on quite frequently. Um, you might have seen the symbol on it, but if you get on the 101 user forums, the Discord server information is there. I'm on there to answer questions quite a bit. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest expert in this, but I'm not the worst either. I like helping people. So thanks everyone so much for watching. I will try to be back again sometime next weekend. Um, and do some other stuff. Hopefully you'll see the tensioner have a video sometime this week. We'll see. So thanks everyone so much for watching. Keep tinkering.